What's going on, guys? It's Sotus here, and today what I want to talk about is the Olympics, and it pretty much just it kind of sucks that they're not live, at least for us in America. I know you can go online and watch them and stuff. It's just not the same, and it's kind of unfortunate too that it's not that they're far away and stuff. It's just I want to watch them live. I don't want to get home and if you turn on the news or anything, or if you go on any websites, the results are posted instantly. So even if you're not trying to look for it, you're gonna end up stumbling on it accidentally, at least, even if they're not on purpose, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm a big sports fan and no one really wants to know what happens. As a sports fan, you want to go on, you want to watch it live, you want to cheer, you just want to see it live, and it's kind of unfortunate that we're not able to watch it live. And unfortunately too, when they are live, I'm working, and so I'm not able to go online and watch them live, at least there. And so in other words, I'm just not really watching the Olympics. I just think they've lost the luster, at least for me. At least they've lost what they've really meant and stuff, because 99% of the sport in the Olympics I just don't really care about. I've been trying to watch. I tried watching volleyball the other day. I watched 15 minutes of it and I just got bored, and I just jumped back on the PlayStation because it's just, I don't know, it's just not really fun. It's not a sport I can get into. It's just, they're so long. I don't know any of the people. You can't relate to anyone like your normal football, soccer, basketball, or whatever. Usually you can relate to teams and stuff and players, and which is it's easier to watch it and to get used to it and follow it, at least. Which in the Olympics, you don't know 99.9% of the people. The only people you're really going to know is your major sports. And when it comes down to it, volleyball, I don't know who the hell's going to be in volleyball, and these people, shit, I don't know who the hell they are, and it's something I'll never I'll never really know them too and stuff. And so some events are really interesting. I usually like watching the horse races, the Esquarian or Esquarian, whatever they're officially called and stuff. But for me, at least, I just wish they would have been live, or at least if they would have showed them live on TV, because I could watch a few hours before I ended up going to actually work and stuff. And it's so hard to get into something that you just know it's not live. You already know it's over with. I mean, if you're on Twitter or Facebook or anything, people are posting them like I said earlier on the websites too. It's just unfortunate. The opening ceremonies, oh my god, they were the boringest things in the world, and it's just that just kept dragging on and on and on. And it's just that's the opening and the closing ceremonies, I think too, are just nothing compared to what they used to be. I don't even know if they really were used to, even if they were good in the previous years and stuff. When I watched it, just what ended up happening was, I think it's just you have a whole bunch of people just walking into a stadium, walking around in a circle with the flag of their country, and it just gets repetitive. It's just so boring after 4 or 5 minutes of it. It's just why am I watching this still? And I know a lot of people liked it too, or didn't like the opening ceremonies this year, so I don't know how to compare it, to the previous Olympics. I really don't remember, and I don't really watch the opening ceremonies for Olympics, just because it's not a competition. I don't understand really why someone would want to watch athletes walk around in a circle in a stadium who aren't competing. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. Just boggles my mind pretty much. And what's kind of funny too is, I don't know if a lot of you guys have heard of it or not, but basically what ended up happening is all the snafus they're having for the Olympics. And the first one was that they didn't have enough security, and so they had to bring in a whole bunch of soldiers and stuff. And I know it's the biggest troop buildup in London themselves since World War II, which is kind of something that's funny and interesting also. But another thing that's was pretty funny now too is they're starting to have some bad weather, which is pretty common for London and in England and throughout the country. It's really rainy, really cold, really wet. And what's happening is a lot of people aren't showing up to the games for whatever reasons, whether it be traffic, whether it be weather. And so I know when I was watching them on Sunday and stuff, I read an article about it, how the seats were pretty much empty, and it was kind of an embarrassment to where they build a lot of stadiums. The Olympics are here, yet no one's coming to the games, which I thought was pretty freaking hilarious. And of course, when I was watching them on TV, I was purposely looking to see all the empty seats, and there was a ton of empty seats. And so I guess what they were going to end up doing now is they were going to get soldiers who are off duty to fill the seats up. And so there's a lot of outrage with that, at least, that you have these citizens who want tickets to the games and stuff, and they can't get them, which is kind of unfortunate. And it's at least good for the soldiers, at least to fill the seats up and get something for their service and stuff too. So I really don't have a problem or see anything wrong with that, at least. And it's another funny thing too that they've actually brought more troops in for the Olympics than they have in Afghanistan right now currently, England. And which is kind of another little funny thing too, that they've got more people in London than they do stationed in Afghanistan, which is kind of something that's funny and ironic and stuff. But it's unfortunate they're not live. I guess I could kind of see why it is like that, because basically how it is NBC, at least in America, who they have the exclusive rights for America, they paid something like oh, what was it, like $100 $1 million or $1 billion. I don't know, it was some retarded ridiculous amount. I think it was $1 billion to show their rights or whatever. And so basically what they're doing is they're only showing the Olympics during their prime time, so then they can make the maximum revenue, which from a business standpoint is absolutely perfect business model, at least. But it's just, as the average fan consumer, it's just kind of unfortunate. And so I'm just not really watching these Olympics, which is kind of unfortunate too. Usually though, typically, if I could have a choice between the Winter Olympics or the regular Olympics, I would take the Winter Olympics, because it's a little bit more entertaining for me, at least in that kind of a sense. But hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Let me know if you guys are watching the Olympics, because I don't know, it'd be pretty interesting to know who's watching it and what. I know the ratings in America, at least, are just some of the best they've ever had. And I think before this, the previous best Olympics were the Atlantic ones, at least for viewership. But now this is the number one. They're just killing what they were in China and the Australia ratings, which is kind of interesting, even though they're taped delayed. I think your average person, citizen, just doesn't really care, because when you go and you look at it too, everything is TiVoed these days with the DVRs and stuff with TV. We're not really watching our shows live or anything too. We fast forward through all the commercials, so that's something that's kind of pretty interesting in itself too. That a lot of people do say they don't like the live TV and stuff, but yet they're going and recording it and watching it. But yet it doesn't really make sense when I say I'm not watching it live. I'm not watching it recorded. It's recorded on the DVR, but pretty much at home or at the night they're done recording, I just delete them right away, just because I just don't see a point in really watching them when I already know everything what's going on, because that's just how I am with sports. I don't know, I just don't want to see it recorded. But hopefully you guys ended up liking this commentary about the Olympics and stuff. And like I said a little earlier, just let me know if you guys are watching it, and thanks for watching. Oh, what's your favorite sport in the Olympics too? That'd be an interesting thing to see in the comments section and to talk about too. And once again, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it.